Hey guys, it's Tori, and today I'm doing the How Do You Booktube tag. I was tagged to do this by Katya from Read Write Create. I will link her channel down below. And the original tag was co-created by, let me make sure I get this right, Bethan Bruninga Sokolar and Margaret Pinard, so I will link both of their videos down below as well. But let's just get into the questions. Once again, I did not prepare for this, so sorry for any, I don't know, craziness. Also, I have the questions off to the side. You can actually see the reflection right there, but I'm not moving, so. So the first question is, if you haven't already explained in another tag, what made you start a booktube channel? I may have answered this in another tag, but I don't remember, so I'm just gonna do it here. I actually spent several years in high school watching booktube. I really enjoyed it, absolutely loved it, and I considered starting a booktube channel for a long time. But I don't know. I wasn't super comfortable with it. I didn't feel like I had good enough lighting or good enough things to talk about, I guess. So I just preferred to watch. And then one day, a couple of years ago, so I think it was 2018, I want to say. No, it would have been 2019. So 2019, beginning of 2019, my dad just told me, you know what, you should just do it. Like, here's this little tripod for your phone that you can use, and I'll just buy you some lighting and you should just do it. So he was very kind and purchased me lighting for me and allowed me to do it. And since he invested in me, I felt like I couldn't say no. So I decided to just start, and I've been doing it ever since and absolutely love it. Question 2, how do you decide to subscribe? How many channels are you subscribed to? So usually I honestly just kind of listen to recommendations from other booktubers most of the time. That's kind of my main source of recommendations. I do sometimes watch videos that show up on my feed if I find them intriguing, and then I may subscribe to people through that. Or there have been times when people just are very kind, they comment on my videos a lot, and then I discover they have their own channel and I end up subscribing to them that way. So that's a few ways I'll do it. I try not to seek out, I want to seek out and support, but I tend to get overwhelmed if I have too many subscriptions. So I have to do it this way so that I can keep myself slow while still like subscribing to channels, but not overwhelming myself. As far as how many channels I am currently subscribed to, I've actually unsubscribed from a few people recently. So it's gone down. Before it was like 120, which isn't that much, I'm sure, compared to other people. But like I said, I like to subscribe slowly. So that's kind of what I do. But anyway, I think now it's just under 100, or maybe it's just at 100 because I have subscribed to a few more people in the past little bit. So yeah, about 100. Question 3 is, do you unsubscribe from inactive channels? If so, how do you decide to unsubscribe? So like I said, I do unsubscribe from channels in general. Sometimes it is inactive people if it's been a long time since I've seen a video. If I look at their thing and it says like 6 months to a year, especially if I just wasn't really that engaged with their channel anyway, I'm like, well, I may as well just get it off my subscription feed just to calm my anxiety a little bit about it. So I will unsubscribe to people who haven't posted in 6 months to a year-ish. There's also some channels I'll unsubscribe to because usually I'll just subscribe to them if someone recommends them, and then as I watch their channel, maybe I notice, oh, actually, I don't really like their style as much as I thought I would, or maybe they just don't read things I'm as interested in, and then I'll unsubscribe from them. So yeah, usually it's either they've been inactive for a long time and I just want to get things off my list, or sometimes honestly I just subscribe to someone just kind of off the cuff and kind of decide to check them out later, and then maybe over time I recognize, maybe not, and end up unsubscribing. So I honestly always feel bad for unsubscribing, but at the same time, to me, I'm like, you know what? I would rather people watch my channel who actually want to watch it. And to be honest, I can't keep up with all the videos in the world. It's just not possible. I can't keep up with all the channels in the world. And so if there's a channel I'm really not interested in, and I almost never watch their videos as I'm adding things to my watch later playlist, I may as well just unsubscribe to them because it's just clogging up my subscription feed, and I just don't have time for that. I'm a busy person and I don't have time to watch videos or have channels on my subscriptions that I'm just not as interested in, that maybe just don't hit the right notes for me personally. Question 4, when and where do you watch BookTube? So I actually watch a lot of it at my job, one of my jobs. I work in a doctor's office, and my job is very much kind of in my secluded corner, just kind of looking at a screen, organizing things, making notes. And frankly, it can be pretty mindless. I mean, you have to think a little bit, but it's not super I don't have to be reading a ton of things. So it's pretty easy to listen to my YouTube videos while I'm doing that. And so that's what I'll usually do. I also will listen to YouTube videos while I'm making food, or I usually have to be doing something. It's very rare that I'll just watch YouTube just to sit and watch it. I have to be doing something else. So that kind of causes a slight limitation on my time with YouTube, because I just genuinely struggle a lot to just sit and watch it. Every once in a while I might, depending on what is going on. There have been times where there's a big long video that maybe was a conversation between booktubers that I'll kind of if I need to take a nap or just lay down for a little bit, I'll kind of turn that on and just watch it while I'm laying down. But that's really the only time that I'm watching it without doing something else. Question 5, how do you respond to comments? Do you always respond right away or on a set schedule? Do you comment on every video you watch? So as far as responding to comments, I do always respond to comments. I don't get too many, so it's pretty easy. And I usually will just periodically check throughout the week on my app to see if anybody has commented, and I'll just reply to them right there if I can. If not, I'll just make a reminder to do it later. So yeah, definitely not on a set schedule, but I do try to respond. And every once in a while there may be a comment that I just forget to respond to, but I always make sure I at least heart it so that the person who commented knows that I at least saw it and appreciate it, because I do, but most of the time I do respond to comments. As far as me commenting on other videos, I do not comment on every video. I just prefer to comment when I actually have something to say. There are a few people who I will comment on every one of their videos because they do so for me, and I just feel return the favor. So for example, Emily from Novel Novels, I will comment on every single one of her videos because she's so kind to do that to me. Margaret Pernard, I try to do as well. Again, all of these are try to do every once in a while, especially because, like I mentioned, I watch them at work or listen to them at work. There are times when I'll miss commenting on some of their videos, but I try my best to get to as many, if not all, of their videos as possible. So yeah, Emily from Novel Novels, Margaret Pernard, Connor Stompanato are just a few that I really tried to comment on pretty much every one of their videos. There are a few people who maybe I don't comment on every single one of their videos, but I do comment fairly regularly, on their videos, just because we do have an interaction. And just anytime I have a thought, I'll comment it, but I don't comment on every single video. Only the ones I have something to say or a reason to say something, if that makes sense. Question 6, do you keep up with content as it comes out, or do you catch up on older content? How do you filter through old content, if so? So this is a really good question. I actually really like this. I usually will just add videos from my subscription feeds to my watch later playlist, and then I sort it from oldest to newest and just let it play, basically. Every once in a while, if I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed with how much is on my watch later playlist, I will start going through and deleting any videos that maybe I'm not as interested in, or sometimes I'll do it for videos where, I'm medium-sized interested in it, but it's maybe someone who has a lot of subscribers, who gets a lot of views anyway, so I don't feel as bad for not watching it. So yeah, every once in a while I will do a quick pruning of my watch later playlist. I also, when I first put things in watch later, I do try to pick videos that I actually have an interest in reading, whether that just be that the person who made it I love and I have a connection with, and so I'm going to watch all their videos, or there are some videos that I'm just frankly not as interested in, and when I have a life outside of BookTube and I can't watch every video in the world, you just gotta be honest and be like, you know what, I don't care about this one as much. We're just gonna skip that one and prioritize the ones that I do want to watch. For a long time, I actually was like a week behind on all the videos I was watching, but now I'm only like 3 or 4 days behind. Let's hope we can keep it that way. I would like to get even like 2 days behind at most, but we'll see. I don't know if that's gonna work out. It's hard because sometimes like certain people will only put out like maybe 1 video a month, like their wrap up at the end. So at the end of the month, I feel like I always have a ton of wrap ups that show up from channels that maybe aren't usually active the rest of the month. And then sometimes like you have a whole bunch of short videos, so you like plow through those, but then you have all those long vlogs and stuff that I still want to watch, but they take more time to watch. So like, because it takes more time to get through those, then other videos are going up in the meantime, and it just, you know, adds up on the watch later. But let's hope we can keep my watch later playlist down to where it's at, because I feel really good about it. Question 7, do you use your homepage feed to decide what to watch, or do you work down your list of channel subscriptions or some other method? So as far as BookTube goes, like I said, I pretty much just use my subscription feed. Every once in a while on my homepage there will come up something that leads me to click on it because I'm intrigued. But most of the time I just focus on what's on my subscription feed for BookTube videos. What I use my homepage for is usually like random cute little videos. So, you know, like videos where some sweet little boy like gets a dog from his dad who's passed away, and things like that that just are like 2 minutes long and are just sweet, just to cheer me up during the day. Or I watch a lot of true crime that way on YouTube. I only subscribe to a couple of true crime channels, but there are times where I'll see something pop up on my homepage and be like, you know what, I'm gonna watch that. And so whenever I get in a true crime binge, I'm using my homepage a lot to find those. But as far as BookTube goes, it's primarily just my subscription feed. And of course, question 8 is to tag people. And I guess I'm just gonna throw out names again. I have no idea if these people have done this or if they've been tagged already. If you have, do not worry about it. I will not be offended. I'm not going to keep track of who I've tagged and make sure they've done all the tags. But I'm going to tag a Cruel Reader's Thesis, Roz from Scally Dandling About the Books, and Emily from Novel Novels. It's been a minute since I tagged her. So those are the 3 I'm tagging. Again, if you don't want to do it, if you've already done it, whatever, don't even worry about it. I will not be upset. Again, I'm just throwing out names because I never think about who to tag. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know down below some of your answers to these questions, as I would love to know, and I will talk to you next time. Bye!